Welcome to Biloxi A to Z. It's your insider's guide to what's happening in Biloxi. This is for Friday, March 25th, 2022. We'll have your weekend preview and the weekend forecast. It looks like it's going to be a good one because there's something brewing over at MGM Park. This week, the mayor spoke about the big picture involving the Pops Ferry corridor. We'll tell you about that. We'll also have an update on Eagle Point Park, where Nathan Barrett says, "Where's the pavilion?" Sidewalks were coming up this week on Irish Hill Drive, and there was a procession that roared through Biloxi this week. We'll tell you what that was all about. But today, we begin along the waterfront, which is easy to do since we're pretty much on a peninsula. We're approaching a milestone on the boardwalk between Oak Street and the Smallcraft Harbor. The concrete walkway has just a few more feet of its mile-long connection. Gone will be the iconic concrete steps. Next up on this project will be the completion of the foot-high knee wall that runs the distance of the project. Biloxi Chief Administrative Officer Mike Leonard reports that the most difficult part of the knee wall, the shaping and installing of the steel rebar, seems mostly done, and pouring of the concrete, he says, will go fast. The expected completion date on all of this work is summer. That's July, in fact. Funding for this $2 million project was announced in 2019 by then-Governor Phil Bryant. He used money from the oil and gas leases in the Gulf of Mexico. This 10-foot wide boardwalk and its knee wall, when complete, are designed to keep sand from blowing onto Highway 90. To help reduce the force of the storm surges, the design of the walkway incorporates breakaway panels that will allow the force of the water to pass through. This project is what is known as a demonstration project. If it works here, why not all along the beachfront? Another project that was announced in 2019 was the Back Bay Boardwalk, or Promenade, and Bobby Weaver of Seymour Engineering reports that this new amenity is just a few weeks away from completion. We'll keep you posted. There are two proposals for beachfront hotels that are making their way through the planning and land use process. Residents of Irish Hill, a block north of Highway 90, are keeping an eye on the plans for the two new hotels that will, of course, front Highway 90 just west of White Avenue. There will be a total of 148 rooms between the two, one with 40 rooms and an extended stay residence inn by Marriott with 108 rooms. The designs of the structures are currently going through the city's Architectural and Historic Review Commission. Their next meeting, when they will discuss this project, will be on Thursday, April 14th at 8:30 in the morning. It's going to be at the Community Development Department and it's open to the public. Then, 5 days later, on April 19th, the Biloxi City Council will consider the zoning for these developments. And further down the beach, near the entrance to the Grandview Apartments, the City Council has approved a plan to divide this parcel into 39 individual lots. A developer is hoping to fetch between $400,000 and $500,000 a house. City contractors were installing several blocks of sidewalks at the western end of Irish Hill this week. They're working to connect those sidewalks with existing sidewalks. Work is nearly complete and motorists are asked to use caution in the work zone. And out at Eagle Point Park, Ward 7 Council Member Nathan Barrett says he sees the walking track. He sees the pickleball and the basketball courts. It's all fine and good, but where's the pavilion? Here's the word from Chief Administrative Officer Mike Leonard. The pavilion is expected to be completed by the end of March, he said. Still to be done are fences around the two courts, which should be going in next week, and paving of the parking lot has been ordered, pending removal of weeds in the gravel. The Biloxi Chamber of Commerce held its first breakfast with the mayor this week, the first of this year, and it was Tuesday at Merit Health. Mayor Gillich announced that May is the target date for the new Keesler Gate, and he had a word or two about the Pops Ferry Bridge and the entire Pops Ferry corridor.
You know, and everybody needs to understand, my job is to make everyone understand, this is not just a Biloxi project. This is a regional project. You know, we could fix that thing from getting stuck because I could weld it shut. Billy Ray's here, I don't know if we could weld it shut, but everybody on the seaway needs to get through with a a boat that would have a problem. We're collaborating with both the MDOT and the federal folks, as well as the Board of Supervisors, to figure out a way to put, instead of $180 million, put $15 million to fix the mechanism itself. So it won't get stuck. It won't give you any more capacity. But that project, coupled with the extension of Pops Ferry Road, is where we're putting our efforts today as far as the improvement. So we're going to keep. I think Seaway is, they're rehabbing that bridge structure as well as the one at Port Bayou. So we're going to do that. So it's just 2 lanes instead of 4 lanes. So it wouldn't. I don't think it's going to reach millions and millions of dollars. But we're going to keep it from at least getting stuck. And again, from about $180 million to a $15 million bridge rehab with the ability to put some enhancements like walkways and so forth at the same time. But the most important to the next thing you'll see from our standpoint is we're going to make that extension from Pops Ferry Road to just west of the Coliseum happen. That would make it then allow traffic, instead of stacking up on Pass Road, have more ways to get north at the busy times. And that's this project, this extension of Pops Ferry Road will make Pops Ferry touch Highway 90. Then we can get a state road designation, and it frees us up to go ask for more money. But that's going to happen sooner than later.
You can see the entire presentation and an archive of City Council meetings and more on the city's YouTube page. Just click on Playlist to see the complete archives.
As of Wednesday, March the 23rd, the Health Department reports 129 new cases of the virus statewide in a 24-hour period. 1 death was also reported. As for the county numbers, the Health Department began reporting only weekly numbers on March the 13th. In Harrison County, 57 new cases of the virus was reported over a 7-day period as of March the 20th. 5 deaths were also reported. Overall, nearly 800,000 cases of the virus have been reported throughout Mississippi since the pandemic began in early 2020, and more than 12,000 Mississippians have died from COVID-19. In Harrison County, since day one, more than 53,000 cases of the virus have been reported, with 659 deaths. At the hospitals, as of March the 22nd, nearly 80 people were in Mississippi hospitals with COVID-19. And 22 of those were in intensive care units. Along the coast, the individual hospital inpatient numbers are no longer being reported on the Health Department's website. As for the vaccinations, as of March the 21st, 48% of the state population is fully vaccinated, and 46% of Harrison County residents are reported as fully vaccinated according about vaccinations, links to appointments, and safety protocols, visit the city's website at biloxi.ms.us, or you may call the Mississippi COVID-19 hotline at 877-978-6453 to schedule a COVID-19 vaccination. The weather this weekend is forecast to be sunny and clear. Temperatures are expected to range from lows in the 50s to a high in the lower 70s. Looks like nice weather to enjoy some outside activities in Biloxi. Well, on Saturday, Hop the Trail to Bunnyland, a free event for children ages 5 and younger, will take place at the Biloxi Town Green from 9 to 11:30 in the morning. The event is free, includes Easter activities, refreshments, and photos with the Easter Bunny. Then over at MGM Park, the Biloxi Chamber will host its 4th annual Craft Beer Fest from 4 to 7 in the evening. For more information, including tickets, visit online at mscoastchamber.com or call 228-604-0014. Over at the casinos on Saturday, Get the Let Out will take place at the Hard Rock, and John Dorenbos' Life is Magic will appear at Beau Rivage. Over at Edgewater Mall, the Gulf Coast Women's and Bridal Expo will take place on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and the Easter Bunny will be on site from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and noon to 6 on Sunday. Fees do apply for photo packages. To see more about these events and a list of other happenings, check out the Biloxi Community Calendar in the March edition of B News Monthly. It can also be viewed on the city's website by clicking here. Typically, it's a place for somber reflection, the Vietnam Memorial Wall. But when the Towing Wall made its way from Pascagoula to Bay St. Louis earlier this week, it roared through Biloxi. The Towing Wall will be in Bay St. Louis through Sunday and open for tours. We'll see you here again next week.